Israel has all security concerns. There is not an excuse for not implementing a ceasefire. Otherwise, Lebanon will fall apart. In Lebanon, there are almost 4,000 civilian victims. All the south of Lebanon has been destroyed, fully destroyed. The United Nations forces, UNIFIL, I was with the General Lazarov, who is commanding the UNIFIL, are under attack. The Lebanese armed forces also are under attack of the Israeli army. Several of their soldiers, almost 50 of their soldiers, have been killed. A ceasefire is absolutely necessary if we want hundreds of thousands of displaced people to go back home. Well, to go back home, there is no more homes. There is no more places to go because the south of Lebanon is fully destroyed. There's nothing left there. And not in combat. It's not because they are fighting. It's because they are imploding, voluntarily destroying all houses. 100,000 houses destroyed. So let's put pressure on Israel in order to approve the proposal of ceasefire today. But I heard voices from the extremist ministers of the Israeli government willing to continue the fight, willing to continue the bombing. And every night Beirut is under severe bombing. So let's hope that today Netanyahu government will approve the ceasefire agreement proposed by the US and France. No more excuses, no more additional requests. Stop this fighting, stop killing people, and let's start thinking on peace. This is in Lebanon. In Gaza, the situation is still worse. It's still worse. In North Gaza, there are about 250,000 people completely abandoned. The United Nations coordinator explained me from Monday, it means from yesterday, we have to stop because we don't have any food, we don't have any fuel, we cannot enter. The humanitarian aid is fully impeded. By whom? By the Israeli army. Let's say the truth. Let's put a name. The humanitarian aid is completely impeded. No more humanitarian support entering in North Gaza. And the United Nations are completely unable to continue supporting these people. That's why yesterday I told my colleagues, to the Arabs who came to discuss with us, to the Europeans, it's good to continue saying nice words, but let's act. Why don't we go to the United Nations Security Council, putting on the table a resolution just about humanitarian support to these people? The two-state solution will come later. Everything will come later. But we are talking about weeks or days. Go to the Security Council and call to the conscience of the world in order to avoid the tragedy. Yes, hunger is being used as an arm against people who are completely abandoned. Let's go to the Security Council and call to the conscience of the world. This cannot happen. And I know that there are a statement which is being discussed today, and maybe it will be agreed between the Europeans and the Arabs in order to push in this direction and to tell that the people who impede the humanitarian support has to become accountable. Let's see. Then there is the issue of the International Criminal Court. You know that the US is in a completely different position because the US has not signed the Rome Convention. Okay, the US has not signed the Rome Convention, but all member states of the European Union have signed the Rome Convention. And it is not something that you can pick and choose. You cannot applaud when the court goes against Putin and remain silent when the court goes against Netanyahu. This is the typical example of two weights and two measures by which we are so much criticized. I asked the member states of the European Union to fulfill their obligations under international law, like it or not. The International Criminal Court is a court, as powerful as any national court. And if the Europeans don't support the International Criminal Court, then there will not be any hope for justice. Well, let's see today which is the final result of our discussions, but I want to be clear on that. It is not an alternative. It is not I like it or I don't like it. It's an obligation. And I hope that at the end of the day, we will be able to say clearly that the Europeans will fulfill our obligations under international law. The US will have to do whatever they want to do. But I want a statement saying the Europeans will fulfill our obligations under international law.